Mom, and I want to talk to you today about how long will you stay where you are. So I'm going to take a minute and check on some social media things to make sure that my video has showed up on. So give me just a second. There we go. Yes, yay! If you're new to my channel, take a minute and click the like button and also click subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I go live or when I upload new videos, just so you can stay on top of things. And so with that, let me say welcome to the chat. Let's see, how are we looking on Facebook? I am restreaming, I am doing 2 streams. I am streaming at the same time to YouTube and Facebook. So I'm gonna hop over here and say hello to my friends on Facebook. There we go. All right, so when you come on, if you're watching the replay, type in #replay so I know that you came on and watched you came on and watched it later, and let me know who you are, where you're from, where you're joining me from. And hello, Rachel. So glad you're with me today, Rachel. How are you doing on this Sunday? I'm grabbing my notes for today's chat. Hello. I look blurry on Facebook. I hope I don't look blurry on your computer. I look blurry. Do I look blurry? I look fine on YouTube. Let me see. Let me go back. I look fine on the home page. Click to enlarge. This is weird. Okay. Anyway, I hope I sound all right. So let me know if the sound is working, and I want to say hello to everybody here. And all right, here we go. So we're off to the races. I hope you all are doing well. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about how long will you stay where you are, so where you are at. Oh, by the way, I've been drinking more water. So this is our coffee chat, but I'm not drinking coffee chat. I'm drinking coffee chat. I'm not drinking coffee today. Hold on a second. My stuff is falling out. It's been, tomorrow will be 2 weeks that I have been caffeine free. And past couple days, I was doing all right till the past couple days, and then I was like, I really want some coffee. So I've been drinking chai tea, and that seems to be doing really well. Oh, Rachel, Lisa, and Randy are going to be arriving back. Well, that's good. That'll be good for you all to catch up. And you're getting ready to make dinner. Well, that's going to be good. Hope you all can have a chance to catch up. We'll have to have a chat, Rachel, and you can fill me in on everything that's been going on. Okay, all right, so the first thing, this is the end of January. Well, not quite, but it's almost the end of January. This week, we're going to end out January already. The first month of 2019 is already in the books. So how did you do? Let me know down in the comments below. How did you do this month? Did you set some goals for yourself this month? Did you start something new? Did you, or maybe you're just trying to figure out a plan for yourself? How did you do? Where are you at right now? Let me know down in the comments how you're doing. For me, I started my countdown to Dee's Day this month in January. And so yeah, so this month I started my countdown to Dee's Day, and that's going to be 8 months. Well, now it's less than that. So that's the September 14th of 2019 is Dee's Day. That's my day. It's my birthday. And I am on a countdown, on a mission to, on my birthday, be able to say that I feel energized. I feel alive. I feel I can see my waist. I mean, those are some of the things. If you want to follow my journey there, go on YouTube and you can follow Countdown to D's Day videos. I have a playlist going. I only have like 3 videos in there right now, but it's a start. So how did you do in your January? So let me know. What did you start? What did you have on your list of things to do for January? Let me know in the comments below how you are doing. And let me just encourage you, if things didn't go the way you planned this month, that's okay. That's okay, because life happens, things happen, things get in the way. I mean, in my area, we've got a huge stomach virus that's been kind of circling through the schools and some families and churches and people that we know. It's just once you get it, you are down for a little while. So, sometimes things like that, little hiccups come in your plans, or, just things like that happen. And I want to encourage you to not focus on that and just get back on right where you left off. Just pick up the book, kind of like reading a book. Pick up the book, find out where your bookmark is, and move on down the road. Hi, Kim. How you doing today? Yeah, I figured you had Awanas today. Today's Sunday. I know a lot of people have different things going on Sundays. I also have to go back this evening. We do have evening church and a important business meeting. So I will be here from 3 to 4. So thank you so much for joining the chat. A lot of times we get gung-ho on starting a lot of new things. A lot of people are doing organization this year. A lot of people have a lot of personal goals that they've set for themselves. I'm one of them. And here we are at the end of January, and it's time to look back and see how we did. Did you move? Did you not move? Did you move a lot? Did you get discouraged and then stop? Each one of us has our own race to run, okay? I want to remind you all of that. And we will go at different paces. So for you, have patience with yourself. You are running your own race, and run your race better today than you did yesterday. And if we're granted tomorrow, run it better tomorrow than you did today. One step at a time, one step at a time. And if you fall, that's okay. Get back up, because you can do it. You can do it. Rachel says that this month was your free trial. I didn't do anything special. What free trial, Rachel? What was that? Oh, my light's going to fall. Oh, please don't move the camera. Look at that. My ring light is falling. Oh, no. Let's see if I can push it back up there. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I might have to do some emergency repairs here. Did I just mess up my camera angle? Just a little bit. So let's do this. All right. There. Can y'all still hear me? Interesting. I hope that doesn't fall. All right. Sorry for that. All right, Rachel. Hi, Carrie. Hello, Miss Carrie. Welcome to the chat. Today we are talking about how long will you stay where you are. And I had just given everyone a minute to write down how they did this month. This is the brand new year. January is usually the month of restarting new things or starting something new. Having some goals, or just, maybe it's just a regular old month for you, but how did you do? Looking back, what worked, what didn't work? Are you stuck? Did you stop trying to do what you did? Give up already? I want to encourage you to not give up, because each one of us is running our own race, and we go at our own pace. So don't look at the person in the lane next to you who might be doing really well and might be advancing down the lane. Just keep your eyes focused on what's ahead of you and on the things that you need to do to get to the goal that you have set for yourself. So, I want to share a verse with you, Joshua 18:3, and it says this, "And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land?" And the word slack in this verse has the meaning of sink, relax, sink down, be disheartened, withdraw, and refrain. Do y'all relate with these words? So when it says, how long are ye sunken down or disheartened or withdrawn? How long are you withdrawn to go to possess the land? This, to go to reach your goals, to go to this goal. How long are you going to be disheartened in this? And so I'm asking you all a question today. Where are you today? Okay, that's part of what you've been doing here in January. Where are you today in your Christian life, in your regular life? If faith is not a thing for you, where are you at in your goals, in your career, in your life in general, your marriage, anything like that? Ask yourself that question. Where am I right now? And only you are the one that can truthfully answer this question. Okay, some people are sitting still. Some are just like, whatever, I give up, and they've just thrown in the towel. Some are going ahead, but they may be going about it the wrong way, and so they feel like they're spinning their wheels. Rachel says, Rachel says, January was a free trial of the year. I didn't get anything started yet that I wanted to. Okay, Rachel. So you've got a lot of things on your list that you want to do. You haven't gotten anything started yet. So I hope my computer does not die out on me. I need my computer. Hi, Patricia Sprinkles. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Have a great Sunday. God is moving me. I am feeling like Moses. Are you sure you want me to do this, Lord? Oh, that's Kim says that. Yeah, Moses, not sure if you want to do this or go this direction. And that's good, Kim. You're taking these goals that we have, or these things that have been laid on our heart, and we're taking them to God because we need to find our direction. So if you feel like you're spinning your wheels, then that's great. You're taking it to the Lord, and He can help get you unstuck so that you're not just spinning your wheels. You're actually taking purposeful steps to your goal, to the goal that the Lord has given you, the desire of your heart. Hi, Karen. Rachel says, yep, you have a whole list of ideas and goals you want to do this year. Well, I challenge you, Rachel, to ask yourself, where am I at right now? And maybe you should look at your goals and pick one. Pick one. Pick just one to start next month and build a plan. How long are you going to stay right where you are? Okay? How long are you going to keep spinning your wheels? How long are you going to keep sitting down and pouting because things didn't go your way? How long are you going to be you just gave up? How long are you going to stay in that condition and that mindset? Okay, and where you are is very important. Your mindset is very important. Now, first, why do you think that you slacked off, or that you gave up, or threw in the towel? I was going to say throwed. Can you believe that? Yes, I can talk. How long are you going to stay in this condition? Do you want to stay here? Maybe some of us feel like sitting down and just like, I'm going to sit right here because I feel like it, and I'm going to sit here. And if I don't move and I don't do anything, then I won't have to feel any pain. Or, maybe I'm not good enough to move ahead, and we start thinking negatively of ourselves. We were on a good track, and then something tripped us up, and we fell. And we're just like, well, this dumb old race anyway. I don't know why I set this goal for January. It was stupid anyway. And then we start talking like that, and then we give up. This is called when when we give up hope, maybe some of you are in this position. If you've given up hope that you can ever reach this goal, or that you started something this year and it fell apart, right? And you're just like, oh, okay, I gave up. I'm gonna beat myself up for it, or it hurts. Something unexpected came up, and if we give up hope, maybe this is your thinking. I don't know, but if we give up hope, we don't have to feel the pain when it's unfulfilled. Does that sound like you? Yes. Now the homeschooling Grammy says she's not spinning her wheels. She is in awe of what is happening, and Kim has a great story to tell for those of you on YouTube, or are curious about YouTube. I suggest you go to YouTube and look for the homeschooling Grammy. And Kim has some videos on there that is explaining what is happening in her life and how God is showing himself mighty and how he has just given her answered prayer and miracles. And she has a wonderful testimony. So you should go check out the homeschooling Grammy and watch her recent videos in the last couple weeks. And you will be encouraged. In fact, Kim just replied, I am full of hope. God is working miracles all around me. And that is just wonderful to watch, that God is still in the miracle business and he is answering prayers. And if you feel like he is not there or not real, you should go watch the homeschooling Grammy, because he is real and he is working in her life. And I am just so glad I connected with Kim last year. Kim and I have never met in person, and she is from the New York area, and we met on YouTube through a group called YouTube Collaborators. And we are both homeschooling. Well, she's homeschooling Grammy, I'm homeschooling mom. But we have homeschooling in common and our Lord Jesus Christ in common, and that is our connection. And I know that if I never see Kim here on earth, I will see her in heaven, and I am very thankful for that. Well, Miss Erin Thompson joined. Hello, Erin. Nice to have you in the chat. Today we are talking about how long will you stay where you are? And right now we're exploring reasons why we slack off. Like maybe we have had a set purpose, a goal in mind, and we find ourselves tripped up, or we find ourselves that we have just kind of maybe given up, or we have just kind of turned around and left the field, so we're looking at some of those reasons why we've given up. And I was talking about what has happened is that we've given up hope. We don't want to try anymore because we've given up hope, because it feels better to do that than to have to deal with the pain of not reaching a goal, or something that we were hoping for or working towards is not being fulfilled. Maybe that part has been, you're on a completely different track now than you were, and that's okay. But if you find yourself in this slump and you feel that you're stuck, that it's probably because you're feeling that giving up is easier than living with this ache of hope that's unfulfilled. And it's easier to do that. It's easier to carry the burden of depression than it is to carry the pain of deferred hope, or something that you've been looking forward to and you feel the pain of the loss. Or you beat yourself up because you didn't have any, or because you missed a goal. So it's easy to do that. So understand that. But you do also have some control over how you feel and how much pain you feel. So even through that, remember, you do have control over how far you sink into the hole. Okay? It's not like you've fallen in there and things are never going to get better. I mean, you have control over how much pain you feel. Okay? I want you to know that you are in charge of your emotions. You are in charge of your feelings. They don't rule you. You rule them. And you may not feel like that right now, depending on how much pain you're carrying. But you have control over your feelings. Giving up is also something that helps to avoid feeling the emptiness. and pain. And so, a lot of what I preach here on the Recycled Mom is that there is always hope. You just have to find it. A lot of times we just give up even thinking about hope. And because it's easier knowing that if something just, you've been dealing with something for years and years and it doesn't seem like there's any hope or any sign of light, it's there. You just can't see it. And it's time to get back on track, and it's time to keep going for that. Okay, another reason Kim says God uses our pain in the words of Danny Goki, to create a masterpiece. Yes, God, it is a painful thing if you think about God as a potter and we're the clay, and you think about how that potter has to mold and do things with the clay, and he has to use his hands, and it is to shape us and mold us. And the harder we are, because have you ever worked with some of that modeling clay? It can be really hard until you start working with it, and it'll get a little bit softer. So I think about some of that as to someone who might not be pliable and not flexible, and they've gotten to be a little bit hard and bitter over some of the things that have happened, or things that they didn't accomplish in life, and they become hard. I feel like the modeling clay. And then there's the one where I picture the potter and the clay is on the spinning wheel, and he just touches it and it goes, like that. I feel that we should be like that. We should be ready and willing to let God mold us and shape us how we should be. So just, you just put a little tool on the clay, that's the stuff that's spinning on the wheel, and just it instantly changes shape. Let's be that pliable. Let's be that pliable. Another reason that we might slack off is that, that we've given up. So another reason why we've given up is because we want to deaden the pain. So I don't believe that there's any hopeless situation. We're talking about deferred hope. So something that you are hoping for, working towards, we've got a goal and a plan, and it just, maybe things have happened and okay, it's not going to happen this year. Maybe it's going to happen next year. So that's deferred. And so our hope is deferred. And then you get kind of up there again and it might be deferred again. Or it just might be, it's like, wow, it's just way out there, and I just don't even know if I'm ever going to be able to see this happen in my lifetime, And so it's easier to just give up because it deadens the pain of that deferred hope. Sometimes we may give up because we believe that life is pointless without this thing that may never be attained, this thing that we're going for. We feel that it's just never going to be a part of us. So it's another reason why we might give up. What are some reasons, if you want to share down in the comments below, what are some of the reasons why you give up? Have some of these hit close to home? Or if you have ever given up, maybe you're not in that position right now where you're giving up on anything. You're just like, I'm on the track and I'm going forward. But if there's another reason why you have given up, let's share that, because sometimes understanding what is going on, let's put it that way, what is going on in our hearts, why is it that we give up? Sometimes understanding that is going to help us get out of this rut that we find ourselves in. Okay? But knowing that the pain or the frustration or this loss or this change of course that happens, just know that we can grow through this. There's always a purpose. I've said before, God never wastes a trial. Hey, Mindy. Mindy is on the chat today. Welcome, 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 welcome. Carrie Trumbull says she gives up when she gets overwhelmed. I do too, Carrie. When I feel like I've got a lot on my plate, or I feel like there's just so much going on, I sit down. I'm that person that's just like, too much. I have to sit down. And that's a good cue to get step back and um, ask yourself that question I asked a little bit earlier. Where am I? What is going on? Good to do that. Kim says, yeah, drowning in things I had no control. She has given up in the past. She's drowning in things that she had no control over. Yes, there are some things that we have no control, that, there are just things that, that happen, like, a car accident. Sometimes that happens. You don't have any control. Someone ran into you. And instantly things are different in your life, and you can give up, or you can press toward the mark, press on, move on. Let's see. So we have we have misplaced hopes, for example. Okay, I'm sorry, I lost track of where I was at in my notes. So many who struggle with depression feel despair because they put their primary hopes for meaning and joy in all the wrong places. So let's check where we are. What are we placing our hope and faith in? Are we placing it in things, in people, maybe? Maybe I'll tell you, the one person that you should place your hope in is the Lord Jesus Christ. When you start placing your hope in people, you're going to find yourself, yes, a lot of times disappointed, let down, hurt very badly, and that can lead to depression, because some of these things may not have been anything that you could have had any control over. You don't have control over some of the things that happen to you, but you do have control over how you feel and how you react and your emotions. Okay? You have emotions, and they're real, and we feel them, but you do have control to the point of how much you feel. And that's something that we can allow that to get out of control to a point where it ends up ruling us, and then we end up getting sick. Things like bitterness and anger and depression ends up making our bodies sick on the inside, and then our bodies don't operate the way that they should. We have so many neural connections in our brain, in our spine, and even there's all of this energy running through our body on all of these little electrical currents. It is kind of like our body is really like a computer network, in a way, like a matrix or something. And all of these electrical currents are running along these pathways. And when our emotions get in there and we let them take over, everything starts to short circuit and not work properly. And things will begin to shut down if we let I'm just going to use bitterness. Bitterness is unresolved hurt. And there are a lot of people today that are carrying around unresolved hurt for one reason or another, okay? But it's your hurt, and it's real. And we're carrying around a lot of hurt, and a lot of us have never been able to really resolve that hurt, because either it was something that happened in the past, or we've just never been able to express it to someone. So, something that could have happened today. And if you're not able to express that hurt, then we carry it around, and it ends up festering and festering, and it ends up being bitterness. And then bitterness will turn into a lot of other ugly things, but it ends up making us sick if we carry it around, and we have to let that go. One of the ways I let that go is by pouring it out to God, and just let the unresolved hurt go to God. And if it ever comes back to mind, I have to let that go and, tell God, I know that it's coming back. I'm allowing it back in, but I need you to take it away. Oh, bye, Kim. Kim had to leave us because she has Awanas to go to tonight. So thanks for coming on, Kim. If you come back and watch the replay, know that we appreciated you, and thanks for coming by today. All right, so check where your hopes are. So you have misplaced hopes, or have you just given up hope altogether because you want to deaden the pain? Okay. And that's that's no different than someone who uses something to deaden the pain. Okay, we may have chosen to just give up and just not deal with it, and you know what? It's just like, I'm not even gonna deal with it. This is it, and that, we give up and we stop trying and we stop hoping, and that is so that it deadens that feeling. That is just like someone who is using something to deaden the pain, to numb the pain. Okay, keep that in mind too. Okay, so how to get unstuck and back on track? How are we going to do that? And it's going to involve finding some courage to face the truth. That's tough because the last thing you want to do is face the truth about what's going on inside here or here. But when you have to face the truth about yourself, your part, only when you begin to face the truth will you be able to recover hope, recover faith, and recover joy. Now, how do you recover hope? You recover hope through despair. I know, this sounds, just work with me here. You recover faith through doubt, and you recover joy through giving to others. So it's actually the opposite that is going to help you strengthen the other. It sounds really weird, but you have to face the truth no matter how much it hurts. That is the first thing. You have to find that courage. Finding that courage is may only come from the Lord Jesus Christ. You're going to have to look inside. I'm a child of God, and so I can ask God for help. I can ask Him to give me the courage. Let me look beyond myself, look beyond my own abilities, and look to Him for the courage to say, you know what? I need to sit down with you, Lord, and I need to sit down and look at myself, and I need to look at what's going on. A lot of times it's me. I'm allowing myself to stay stuck and allowing myself to spin wheels and have a pity party, and then allow myself to sink into depression and just get out to a point where I have just, I've given up completely on trying. And I've been there, and I can only tell you that it doesn't seem like it's going to make sense by trying to recover hope through despair. And that means that you sometimes people have to hit rock bottom. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Nancy. Okay, ladies, thanks for joining. Jacob Free, hello. Hola, ¿qué pasa? I don't know what that means. I hope you're asking me how I'm doing. Bien? I have no idea what you're asking me. I know that's Spanish, though. Jacob, we're talking about how long are you going to stay where you're at in today's chat. I hope you understand English because that's all I speak. Okay. So we're going to, for example, childbirth. In fact, all of us here can probably relate to childbirth. I think every one of us on here has had a child, except for Rachel. Okay. But childbirth, you have to face the pain. You have to face all of that, but knowing that but the pain will produce life. There's a purpose in the pain. So by facing your truth, you have to understand that there is purpose in the pain. There's purpose in going through this pain. I always have a saying, those of you that follow me know, I say, grow through what you go through. You have to allow yourself to feel the despair, to feel the pain, which will allow you to begin to find that strength to face that darkness. It sounds like Darlene, I don't want to do this. I don't want to face the truth. I don't want to face this darkness. I don't want to go down into that hole because it's scary. I'm going to get overwhelmed. I'm not going to know what I'm going to do, or maybe I'll fail. And that's what's holding us back. If the more we allow ourselves to understand that it's pain, but pain has a purpose. Pain is growth. growing through that pain. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I walk through the valley. We don't stay there. So the idea is to go down in there, get down into your darkness, and go through that so that you come out stronger on the other side. Suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. I have a lot of notes here. Sorry, I'm reading through some of my notes. So when you're facing your fear, when you're facing that despair that you're feeling, that depression, it helps us acknowledge the pain of loss and admit the failure of misplaced hopes. There's a whole lot of stuff that has to happen when you face the darkness and you go through in there. You have to admit some things about yourself. No, yeah, maybe I have misplaced my hopes. And I put my hope in a person. I put my hope in the wrong thing, that this thing was going to work out, when my hope and my faith should be in God. Hi, Nancy says we need classes for personal growth. Yeah, I hear you. Thanks, Aunt Nancy. It's so good to see you today. I hope you are doing well. Everybody, that Nancy Harris on here is my husband's aunt. So aunt, if you're in the South. But she's my Aunt Nancy. I love her. Here's something I want us to consider. I'm going to read something from Matthew 26, verses 36 through 38. And I want you to hear or consider the level of despair Jesus felt the night before he was crucified. Okay, this is what's going on. Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Now, Jesus knew what was going on. He was facing his situation. He didn't try to minimize it. He was facing it, and he didn't face his despair all alone. So I want to encourage you that for you to find someone that is going to pray with you, and I'm not just saying pray for you, pray with you, and they're going to go face the situation with you. They're going to help you face what you need to face. Facing it alone, I want you all to know that you never have to be alone doing that. I would love to help you. I would love to be here with you. Hey, Gail. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you joined. I hope that you are doing well, Miss Gail. I have missed seeing you. So Jesus here he's sharing his anguish of his heart. He took close friends with him. He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him. But look, Jesus was 100% man and 100% God. He felt every bit of sorrowful. He felt trouble. He felt overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. He knows everything that we are feeling. So we feel like we want to give up. We feel like we're overwhelmed. We feel sorrowful. We feel this despair. And you know what? The person who knows it best is Christ. Jesus knows everything. He knows all of the feelings that we're feeling. He is very familiar with. He is not out of touch with us at all, because he went through this. And there was a lot that he had to carry alone. There was a lot of burden that he had, but when it is best when people who care are involved with you, when you have so much weight on you. This is what we're supposed to do. The Bible says in Galatians 6, we're supposed to help each other carry our burdens or carry each other's burdens. And are we doing that? Are we actually really getting in, have you seen how maybe horses that are pulling a plow or pulling a carriage, and there's 2 of them, and they both have to work together to hang on, I have to clear this. Sorry. Okay. And they're both having to work together. Or the Bible talks about oxen and then pulling, the ox are pulling and they have to wear a yoke and they're teamed up together. That's what I envision carrying each other's burdens, is that I'm actually sharing that yoke with you, and we are working together, and we are praying together, and I'm helping you carry the load, not sitting over here on the sidelines and saying, yep, praying for you. Gotcha. Not that that's not good. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying, because yes, I can pray for you and we can pray for each other from afar. But when we begin to share, that means we're going to have to openly face what's going on and share what is going on inside this hopelessness that we feel. When we begin to share that, then it becomes a point of, wow, I'm getting this out. Now I'm able to take in some fresh air that someone else is breathing into me. Does that make sense? Sorry, my mouth is really dry. So by doing this, we're working together and we're able to do so much more together. We are better together. So by doing that, and I already kind of moved into the second point I wanted to do with this about getting unstuck, and that's acknowledging the pain, or acknowledging that you missed the mark, acknowledging that that something was lost, and give yourself permission to feel the pain. Okay, it's like it would be like ignoring a cut. It's like you're like, oh look, I have this big wound on my arm, and yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that, and I'm not gonna even. No, I don't have a wound on my arm. First of all, you have to face that, and like, oh, there's a wound there, and then you have to acknowledge yourself that, ow, that hurts. There is pain there. That really hurts, and then we start to take care of it. Okay, those who give themselves permission to feel the pain of loss instead of deadening it. Okay, this is where we get in trouble, ladies. We actually promote healing and disrupt the tendency to numb the ache. Okay, this is very important, ladies. Okay, this can be something that's very deep, personal loss, or even just I failed in meeting the goal I had this month, or you let yourself down. But you need to give yourself permission to feel the pain of the loss instead of deadening it. Okay, if we want to deaden it, this is when we tend to just give up. We stop trying. We sit down. We sometimes when it comes to Christianity, we give up on the church, and sometimes we even give up on God because it hurts too much to look at this wound that I have. And this is not a wound that you did to yourself. This is something that happened to you. And if you completely ignore it and you be like, I just said whatever, I'm gonna drink something to numb the pain, or I'm just gonna stop trying and I'm just gonna bleed to death. Okay, this is all silly talk, but really this is where a lot of people are at. And we ignore it. Then what happens if you ignore this deep gash on your arm? If you ignore it and don't take care of it, what's gonna happen? You all know what's gonna happen. It's gonna get nasty, and it needs to heal. And so you have to face it. You have to acknowledge it. You're going to feel pain. Okay. You're going to want to numb it, but sometimes pain is healing. Pain is healing. Say it again. Pain is healing. In fact, one person told me one time, a friend of mine told me that pain is weakness leaving the body. And I had to think about that for a while, because I was like, what do you mean it's weakness leaving the body? But pain, it's leaving your body. And when it's leaving your body and you go through that pain and you deal with that, you get stronger, and you get a little bit stronger, and there's some courage. There's some courage to stand up straighter. There's some courage to fight a little bit more. There's some courage to keep on going. Okay. And the more you grow through the pain, the more you are able to you find yourself going through to the other side, to where you can be like, okay, I worked through this. I can do this again. We have February is another month and we've got, look, okay, maybe January got all messed up, and you know what? January's done, but February is a new month. Tomorrow is a new day. Monday is a new week. or Sunday, depending on how you look at it. But Sunday's a new week. Mondays, it's a new day to start things over. And we can do this by growing through. You have to, you have to empty out yourself. You have to pour out your failures, empty yourself, pour out your struggles so that you have room to receive blessings, receive that fresh air that someone else is going to pour into you. If we're caring about each other the way we should be pouring into each other so that no one's cup is ever empty. We're always pouring into each other, so we're receiving it. But if you're full of junk, or if you have, I have this little teacup that has a lid on it, or it came with a ceramic top. I didn't understand what it was for the longest time, because this little cup, and then it had this little, I thought it was a coaster until I realized that it wasn't a coaster, because it didn't really fit, and it was ceramic. It seemed like it would have been slippery for it to be a coaster for it to sit on, but nope, it sat right on top so that I could steep my tea. But if I put that, you put that cap, or put that little cover on that cup, you've just closed yourself off from being able to receive any kind of encouragement or blessing or anything from someone who is trying to pour into you. It could be a pastor, it could be a parent, it could be another friend who is like a mentor to you, or someone who is a good friend who is just pouring into you. So don't close yourselves off. Everyone's really quiet. So facing the truth, acknowledging the loss of your pain, growing, and that's an action. So that means you have to actually do something in order to be able to receive. You have to actually do something with this wound. You have to actually cover it up so that it can begin to heal. And let me ask you, are you emptying yourself? Are you really emptying yourself? Sometimes we can think that we are, but we're still hanging on to a whole bunch of stuff. And for me, when I get with God, and there's a whole time I will make this little personal little altar in my living room, or wherever it is I'm at, or maybe I'm at church, and if I have gone forward to the altar and I laid something there, I've told the Lord, here I'm emptying myself of me. I need you to take this, and I would leave, and then I would end up picking that thing right back up and taking it with me, and never ever really getting anywhere. That's like spinning your wheels, right? I'm stuck. I have to empty myself, but I have to empty completely and not pick it up. Empty of yourself, empty the junk so that you can receive the good. And it's hard. It's hard to do that because we feel that we need to carry it. There's something in here. We're hurt. We have to carry this around because I don't know, I think sometimes we feel like we're martyrs. I don't know why. Or that we feel like the people, that do, the ones that I remember seeing some in the movies, and they would walk around, they would slap their backs with these like little whips, whatever, and they were walking around like beating themselves because they felt like they had to do that, doing penance. Is that what that's called? And doing that, they had to do that. No, we don't have to do that, and we shouldn't be doing that. So, okay, let me go through my notes here just a second. Okay, so the last thing I want to say, okay, where is it? Okay, so before it gets better, it gets worse. Some of you experience that sometimes when you're working out, you're going through some kind of a fitness journey, and before you get better, it gets worse. You feel the pain from the workout, or you feel you're going through and you have to work through levels of pain, or you have to work through levels of disappointment. And before it gets better, it's probably going to get worse. As you are facing the truth and you're acknowledging your pain, you're acknowledging your loss or your failures, and you are emptying yourself so that you are growing. And as you're growing, there's going to be some pain, and it might get worse. You might make some mistakes. You might feel like, oh, this is more pain than I that I anticipated. In fact, when I went for chiropractic therapy for my back, when I went through the adjustments and then I had physical therapy with that, and after having physical therapy, I hurt worse than when I went in. But it got better. And so that is what I want to leave you with today. Yes, before it gets better, it gets worse, but it does get better. Don't forget that. Yea, though I walk through the valley, I walk through the valley. Yeah, I don't have to sit in the valley and, praise God, we can walk through the valley because He is with us. And so that is my encouragement for you today is how to get saved. You feel like you have given up. And don't feel bad that you've given up on something or you've given up hoping for something or, geez, I've got this black cloud following me around all the time. That's natural to feel that way. But I want you to know that it does get better. It does get better. Figure out where you are at now. What is it that you need to learn from this? What do I need to learn from this, Lord? What is it that you're trying to show me? What can I take from this that's going to help me grow, that can be the springboard for me to become stronger? I pray that that is the goal for all of you, is that you want to become stronger in the Lord, that you won't give up, and that you will start to hope again, because it is possible. It is possible. You just don't see it right now. Be careful where you're placing your hopes. Okay? Don't get caught putting your hopes in the wrong things. Okay? And if you find that you have misplaced hopes, name it and throw it away. Okay? Name it and get rid of it. Name it. Ask God for forgiveness for placing the hope in the wrong thing and not Him, and get rid of it. Okay? Because this is the stinking thinking we need to get ourselves away from, and so that you can actually start to see clearly. Okay? So I hope this helps you today. Everyone was kind of really quiet on the chat. I would love to hear from you. What you have some comments and some thoughts about what we talked about today. Maybe you don't have any comments right now, but maybe you want to think about some things before, and then come back and make comments. You can always do that on Facebook on these chats. You can always come back. You can watch this again. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching this far. Oh my goodness. Thank you for watching this far. But don't forget to leave comments, because I can always go back and read them, and it does record them on Facebook so we can all see each other's. Nancy, you're so sweet. I got very quiet so I would not miss a word. Oh, you're so kind. Gail said this whole month has been in the valley for me. Oh, Gail. Thank you for reminding me that I am walking through the valley and that I'm not going to be stuck here forever. Nope, Gail. And Gail, I want you to know we're praying you through the valley. I'm praying you through the valley, sister. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for the comment. Yes, ladies, this is something, remember, yes, you'll find yourself in a valley, but ask yourself, are you sitting there, or, did you give up? Because I'm telling you, it is a valley. There is an exit on the other side. Okay? And we're going to go through it. I'm also reminded of a verse, and I know it's in Deuteronomy, but I don't know what chapter it is. But I remember the Lord was telling the people, and I'm going to paraphrase this horribly, so please forgive me, all of you Bible studious theological people. But in Deuteronomy, I remember this one verse because I had it underlined, and it was saying that the people were going round and around and around, and He says it's time to stop going around, stop circling around, and and go north. But basically, He was, stop circling the drain, people. It's time to stop doing this. You've done this long enough. Okay, let's stop, and it's time to go north. There are times in our lives where, yes, there's going to be a time where you're going to want to sit in the valley, or you've given up, and understand that's natural and it happens. My encouragement to you is to stop and go north. Okay. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in Thank you for staying with me all this time in support of the channel. And so I will see you next week. I'm going to be here on Sundays, every Sunday at 3 o'clock, unless the Lord comes, and then I won't be here. So thank you all. Have a great week. Okay, it's a new week. What are you going to do with it? Go do something great for Jesus. I love y'all. See you next time.